Okay, hard drive ignited again for the last half of the Dono run for May 17th. So we're going to kick butt and take no hostages. So let's do this. We're going to start with Analog Web. Analog Web wants a band called Estepario. Let me stretch this out a little bit. Here it is. El Estepario Siberiano. El Estepario Siberiano. And so let's go ahead and let's get on it. And let's see what this is all about. All Blinding Lights drum cover. Okay, we got a drum cover going on, guys. So let's go. All right. Refresh on the way. Oh, I love the sound of his kick. Wow. Holy smokes. Wow, I've never seen anything like this. Oh my God, that technique with the rim shot work. Jeez. Wow, the dedication to practice must have been just extraordinary. I love the cymbal work he's doing. That technique with his hands, flawless. It's a unique kick pedal. Is that it?
Hey everyone, how are you doing? This is a very
We are
very
doing
special
great.
song
Where's he
for
from?
one
Cool little
simple
accent.
reason.
What a great track that was. That was absolutely insane. You know what I loved about it is he was showing technique without doing like an overblown cover of a song that's all over the place that you need 8 toms, 9 cymbals and all that. Everything about what we just saw was pure technique. And it was a joy at where the angle of where the camera was. I love, drummers like this that have this technique. I love, or they have a handle on the technique, as I like to say. To see the space between the sticks and the palm and the fingers and the fluidity of that. that, you know, doesn't really register unless you're a drummer. You're trying to be a drummer anywhere near as good as him. Anywhere. I was never anywhere near that good. I didn't have to be in the 70s. If I could imitate 10% of Purt and 10% of Bonham, I was okay. I still was not that good of a drummer, but I did take enough of a couple of lessons to get what that whole thing was about, and I love watching musicians like that. The double stick thing I've never seen before. I don't have a very vast watching musicians play the instruments, especially drumming. I know there's this one drumming channel that does stuff like that, but wow, that was just phenomenal. And the rim shot work, even when he did that, and how he opened up his hand on the snare to let the stick get a little bit of the bounce that he was able to manage and manipulate against the bouncing off of the other stick. And of course, I think he's promoting a kick pedal of sorts, but you know, that was great. That was absolutely sick. Thank you so much for that. All right, next up is Ink 'em Up. Come sliding. Oh my God, we are on a Hades binge here. So we are going to be doing Hades 2, a rock track. And this is going to be, where are you, Ink 'em Up? Are you in the house still? Hey, Vex. I don't think I said hi to you. This is I'm Gonna Claw. Is going to be the name of this track coming from Hades 2. I'm going to claw your eyes, then drown you to death. Damn! So I take it this track's not going to be floating little harp arpeggiations and beautiful little string ostinatos. Then again, I could be wrong. It could be a very macabre cover or a macabre performance. All right, and it looks like it might be one of their new releases, so let's go. Let's see what we got here, guys. All right. Kind of a Blondie reverb delay on her voice. So different than the last Hades we heard, the last track from the same exact release. Nice background vocals on that. God, there's another singer she reminds me of from like the 70s, 80s vibe. Missing Persons. I forgot her name. Bass is nice and throaty in this. Where that little synth vibe lives right there in the middle. A little detective creepiness in these changes right here. I like the gallop of the guitars. I like how there's a solo guitar following her lead, just right on top of it. Hear it on this head. I'm telling you, even with that ending there, she sounded exactly like it just reminded me of the lead singer from Missing Persons. What was her name? I think she married the drummer, which was Del Bosio, I think. But I forgot her name. Same kind of texture, same kind of, bite and snappiness to when she started to get a little punchy. But the delivery was very similar. Now, once again, this is Hades doing what I was saying earlier when I did the first Hades on the stream about an hour and a half ago. Completely different tracks. So everything is getting... it looks like everything is getting a fresh facelift genre-wise going through this game. Del Bosio was her name? Then what was... Oh, Terry Bosio was the drummer's name. That's right. Ivy Creep, that's what it was. But this is good. Apparently, once again, this was just released 11 days ago and over, 400,000 views, so it must be really getting some good miles around the system, celebrating the new release of Hades. That was great. I love that. The tracks were just kind of, I don't know. Somebody said something about like it being like a Tim Burton pop song. I kind of listened to that and I was like, why? Yes, I'm laughing at that slightly. There it is. There's the comment. But it was a really good track. Thanks for fully dropping that on us. I'm so onto that track. I'm going to save it. Wait a minute. I want to save it to my playlist. Hang on. Put it over here. I might have to go check out the whole Hades OST. Oh, no, maybe I shouldn't because there'll be more. You guys will probably drop on me. Save it. Okay, cool beans. All right, next up, lateral tap. Lateral top. Yeah, Income Up, I just did. I saved it. Thank you so much. This is a band called Sadgirl. And the name of the track is Norma and Jessica. So let's go ahead and copy that and let's get her going. Lateral tap is here. How are you? Hang out here for the whole time. You were nice and patient. Thank you very much. Here you go, my friend. Hair looks nice and fresh for getting out of jail. Waiting for your ride, the cigarette. Patiently awaiting. It's almost as if we're going to get like a Stray Cats kind of vibe out of it. Cool. A little bit of that Dick Dale vibe. More modern sounding though, but... Guy's hauling in the desert, man. Kind of stoner rock guitar tone in the back though, that dark edgy stuff. Is it? Aman, it sounds like there's two bass tones going on in there. Oh, Trejo's in this. All right. Messy story in the messaging. Yeah, that whole thing was very Dick Dale. Alrighty then. Anybody have any idea how sticky that would be? Not that I know. I've seen that much blood in my life, but wow, that was a trip. That was an absolute trip. I was just kind of, the video obviously was more of like, it was actually just more of a supporting composition to the video. Wanted to give you that, the Dick Dale vibe was there. There was that really unique two-toned bass thing going on there where I got what you were saying about that fuzzy, dark bass tone underneath, Alman, but I could have swore I heard a separate supporting tone in that. I just couldn't quite wrap my head around it. After 5 hours, there could be all kinds of tones in my head. But also had a lot of the, what was the name of the movie with John Travolta where he does this? The energy of the video tied up with the music kind of gave me that vibe. The Stooges is another good call as well. Pulp Fiction, yeah, it had like a Pulp Fiction kind of vibe to it, but I think I'm only influenced by that by looking at by the video. But it was a really super chill 60s kind of vibe, just a really darker thing. I mean, the whole Dick Dale thing was really positive guitar, excuse me, kind of instrumentals. But yeah, he would have been proud. I think the only thing that would have been missing from the Dick Dale tone completely if they tried to reproduce it would have been that that vibe from the Rhodes amp he used. That had that tremolo vibe in there inherently, but yeah, and I had no idea he was using 16s. Somebody typed it in there that he was using 16s on that. Jeez, that neck must have been made of steel. All right, continue on. Cycloid, are you in the house, Cycloid? We have you coming up next. Thank you very much. Income up, and everybody still thank you very much for your boosty boosts. Cycloid, you're up now, and this is Kingdom Hearts. There you are, Cycloid. How are you? Kingdom Hearts is up next. This is called Sanctuary. So let's go with it and see what Cycloid is bringing us here for our evening experience here. Let's go.
A scattered dream that's like a far-off memory. A far-off memory that's like a scattered dream. I want to line the pieces up. Yours and mine.
There's a real odd fry happening at the bottom.
What's left of me now? I watch you fast asleep. All I fear means nothing.
I like this, that synth, that hollow synth sound is following your vocals.
There's a new land. The sanctuary, my sanctuary, where fears and lies melt What's left of me? What's left of me?
Nice change up.
My heart's a battleground. Has lost some losing. But one relentless
I like the tone difference between the two synths.
And you show me how to see that nothing is whole.
Is this track part of a cutscene?
It's broken. And you and I, there's a new
Oh, it's the opening. So does this video play at the beginning of the video game, or is this video made for this cut for YouTube?
What's left of me? What's left of me now? My fears, my lies melt away.
I love her voice. Oh, that sub bass right there. At the very beginning, I was kind of struggling a little bit with. There was this bass line that had this fry in the bottom that just wasn't really obvious, but I could have swore I heard it. Like there was a sizzle on the top. I couldn't really identify it, but I loved the choice of what I would call bell pad tones. You know, that were ambient and always, you know, moving around as, you know, a core part of the basics. Obviously, she has this nice, really airy voice, but there was also another airy patch. Patch meaning, you know, something from a module that had a good amount of pink noise. So obviously doesn't have a dedicated tone to it, but it was almost like this secondary pad had a little bit of a pink noise in there. So you always had a little bit of this kind of vibe into it. But I really loved her voice. I love the layering and the background vocals and the whole jive of it. If this was the entrance to a game and that was what we just saw, that was a really nice intro. I'm sure that game probably really set you up for the next, or this visual before you started the game really set you up for the adventure. Kind of a bit of a story tell. I guess that's probably what it had been. But I like the bell tone pads on that were being used on that. I thought that was really nice. It wasn't subtle, but it really complemented her voice and her tone. I dug that. Tonto Corazon. Tonto Corazon, are you here? How are you? This one is for you, my friend. Thank you for the boost. This is a band called Hanni el Khatib. Khatib. Hey, Tanto, ¿cómo estás? I mean, hey, buddy, how are you? I see what your name is. I almost go into my, what little Spanish I know. But Tonto, this is for you, and this is your band. It's called Hanni el Khatib. I don't know if I said it right or wrong, but you guys know you always give me a lot of leverage to make my mistakes. Let's see what we got here. And this is called Paralyzed. So let's do this. All right. Is that the actress lady? I know. I like the little muted guitar here, the Paul Jackson Jr. style.
I knew you would, 'cause you came for blood. I'm paralyzed. I'm paralyzed. I said I'm immobilized. I'm paralyzed. Yeah.
Ah, the change. I was waiting where the change was going to come in. The background dancers look like they fell off of a Janet Jackson video. I think a Rod Stewart and a David Bowie combo in the style of the production. Well, this was actually a real, wonderful expose on how much you could do with a 3-chord change song, except for the bridge section, obviously, that came through that gave, I said, oh, good, there's the change. Just kind of locked and loaded and something very casual and lighthearted, and it did have that David Bowie, Rod Stewart kind of vibe to it. And I also, once again, I like the floatiness of the lead work. The imperfection of the lead work was really good. I had no idea that the singer was a guy. The makeup was done well. Apparently, you said the singer was the guy in the pink and some of the cuts. Maybe just a little bit of that. Let me see. I know that 1 a.m. split. So let me put the link to that right there. So if you guys want to add that to your playlist. Yeah, and also it is. That's another thing, Lisa, is that disco beat is hypnotizing. If you're not trying to like listen to the track to sink into it, that stuff just hits in the background and it just keeps going, That's what the whole vibe is. Well, at least also with this too, there was a lot of that really fun, funky muted picking that I had pulled out, I was talking about a little earlier. but everything just kind of sat in the pocket. The drum sound was really kind of nostalgic. So apparently this was released 6 years ago, or at least put up on YouTube 6 years ago. But they kind of wanted to make it sound like that, like 80s Rod Stewart, you know, Bowie kind of vibe, and they nailed it. So yeah, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that little boosty. Boosty. Doc, do me. Wait, hang on for a second. I gotta freshen this up. Okay, next up is Hikaru. And let's see what Hikaru wants. A game called AC Actraiser. Is that how you? Is that the thingy? The game? Actraiser. Birth of the People, Sacrifices. And it stops at 34:30. So I guess you've made it so it starts where it's supposed to start. This must be a long play thing. Okay, it's time stamped, he says. So let's go. All right. Is this just kind of a remaster of an old 8-bit, or what? Little Mozarty. $16-bit, okay. I like this. This is very Baroque right here. I know Baroque's not a word, but... Patty cakes, you went there, you said it. Oh my God. I love those parts of it. That was kill, Hikaru. I love that. That was super cool. I was really getting into it because of the fact that, you know, it's obviously classically, oh, keep going? Oh, shit, sorry. I mean, shoot. It's not done yet. Sorry. Oh. Try to guessing the synth sign that would have generated this. Oh, Ginger and I were, she's typing up talking, same thing. Sounds like this would have been a little bit of the score for Scarface. Oh, there we go. That's the end. There we go. All right, sorry. That was cool. Now, how did those two fit in together, and how you chose that, Hikaru? Like, because obviously this is a whole, like almost 40 minutes of tracks and stuff. I liked it. I like the lightheartedness of it. I like the fact that this is coming from old 16-bit. But, Hikaru, what a trip is that I've listened lately in the last few weeks, these kind of re-released from the original tracks, but they're almost like spot on, almost as close as the original tracks, but they're just redone and just still to keep the integrity and not getting way out there by overblowing stereo imaging or anything like that. But at least, with the delays and the reverbs and stuff, just giving it a little more life and ambiance that gives it that automatic stereo richness or that experience in here. That particular music I could have had running in the background while just chilling. I mean, it was just really laid back, and it was not overproduced or anything. But what was the object of this game? Actraiser. What was the reason? What was the thing of this game? So, all right, a restored. Well, Ginger, wait a second. When is restored? I don't know. I could be losing my mind because I'm going on 6 hours here, but isn't restored like being remastered? Or is it taking the files out, the MIDI files, and they reassigned it from the thing? I don't quite know. I don't quite know what that process is, the restored versus remastered. If it's one of the same, or I'm just thinking too much. Reassigned with uncompressed synths. I get it. So it was the MIDI reassigned. All right, yeah. Or I don't even know if it was MIDI. How do you do that back then in those sound card days? If that was not programmed in MIDI, if not, taking the original synths and songs. Oh, and so it's all about this on compression, the compression you guys were talking about. Hikaru was mentioning that earlier as well. Wow, cool deal. Super duper, super dupes. Okay, Doc Doom, you are next. And then I must refresh my list. Doc Doom, are you still here? Oh, by Koya. I see what you did. I'll get to yours next. Doc Doom is up. And let's see what we got here. Where is he? There he is. How are you, Doc Doom? Are we going to get a serving of metal here? What a title. Level with the Devil. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe. All right, this is from the New World Man. I don't know if that's the band or if that is a game or something, but we're doing it. And Doc Doom always brings the slam to the house. So let's see what we got here. All right. Crossover hardcore punk. Let's go. Ooh, listen to that bass. Definitely two guitars being recorded. What a guitar tone, Jesus. Oh, woo. No hammer-on pull-offs there. That's all pick power. I love that. I don't know if this is one guitar player doing the overdubs, but whatever. This guy's freaking epic. Drummer's crushing. And the bass player's thumbs are probably bleeding. Oh, I wish that bass was a little louder. Damn. I'll kill you. The breakdown. Listen to the bass balls on that. I don't know why I have a craving to hear it shoved a little hotter. What the hell? Oh. I thought something bumped my stream or something like that. That was a killer ending. I've never had an ending like that before. That was epic. Man, that was post-punk metal madness. The guitar tones were insane on it. And I love the fact, at first I was thinking, okay, a little engineering trickery, a reassignment of head cabinets, maybe took the signal, punch hard, punch left. But no, if it was one guitarist in the band, the guitar player, or if there's two, they tracked separately because there was these nudged nuances that weren't identical, but sounded absolutely perfect. All the speed on the chugs and everything sounded perfect. And then when the solo came in, that was all pick. No hammer-ons, no pull-offs, no legatos or anything. That was just, digging in with probably like a 3.5 millimeter, pick or something like that. It sounded so badass. The vocals were great. I made out some of the words. Drummer was crushing, but that bass tone too. I don't know what's happening to me. Maybe it's my ears as I'm getting older, or maybe I've had my cans on for too many hours. I don't know what it is, but I have this urge to want to hear the bass pumped up a little bit. When people get old, we don't lose our bass. We lose the high end. And I actually went and got a hearing test, and I'm still hearing dog whistles. But sometimes I don't know what it is, but I just need a little more, Oh, so it's two guitar players, and one of them you said is from Mind Force. Okay. All right. There you go. Gotcha. Crossover thrash. So it wasn't post-punk. Post-punk crossover? I don't know. There goes a couple genres. I'm going to get myself worked up. Okay. Who's next here? I must do Refreshy Ollie. Here we go. Baikoya. Here comes a band called Nguyen Lee. Baikoya, you dropped. I'm buying a bag of coffee now. Thank you so much. So let's see what Baikoya has here. And Nguyen Lee, or Nguyen. I have friends of mine that are Vietnamese, and they said that Nguyen is not the correct way to pronounce that. And it could be Nguyen or Nguyen Lee. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I'm just looking at the name. And the name of the track is Sangam. Sangam. All right, Baikoya. Let's do this together. Here we go. Hey, Samarid Dij. Thanks for the follow. Nice little tabla work back there. What is that instrument holding the pattern in the back? that a guitar heavily sidechained? It's a Kyoto?
By English, in English.
That means it's
That pattern back there.
joyful encounter.
Ooh. Crossover, you know, India Hindu vibe, this Japanese flair. This is great. That's basically. Yeah, it is. Wow. Hand on the whammy, I think, giving a little bit of that kind of Jeff Beck wobble to it. All those bends. A little bit of an edge of that track Classical Gas for some weird reason for me. There's a couple things that pull through. I don't know why. Hope you guys remember that song from back in the day. I love the percussion bottom end, you know, represented from the India flavors of performance and rhythm. Nice little change here. It gets a little fusion creepy. That was great. That was such a chill track, but I like the fusion between the Japanese instruments and the percussive representation of the instruments from India. And then, of course, the flute playing. I don't know if that was a flute or one of the instruments. I always say it wrong. Maybe shakahuchi or shakajuki. I can't remember. Yeah, but anyhow, You know, there's a few flute-style instruments that come from Japan or out of, you know, their cultural playing. But shakuhachi, thank you, Kairu. I saw you laughing. I can never get it straight, bro. So the shakuhachi, you know, it felt like it, but I couldn't quite get the vibe, you know, enough. But I also like the intermittent, you know, vocals that were coming through. And the thing is that the tabla playing, you know, it's tuned. So it never really had an opportunity to drift away from the pattern that's the key that it's in. So it leaves a lot of room for a lot of very unique melodic things that are happening there. The guitar player, that tone he had was just phenomenal. You know, and I don't know, it sounded like he was working just lightly, the whammy bar, just lightly, just kind of like each note got a little bit of a bend up and bend into it. And it was a very unique crafted tone. Would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for that one. It sounded like a double coil. It had a little more mids in it than a single coil vibe, even if it was kicked into the neck. Fretless guitar. Really? Oh God, I love when that happens. I've only heard really good fretless guitar ever played by Guthrie Govan. I wouldn't even begin to think about I'd want to touch. I had a hard enough playing. When I played the fretless bass, I have a fretless bass that I have and I've had for many, many years, but I don't play it often. It's freaking difficult if you're not playing it all the time and if you're not with it. And it took me forever to do the bass line on the cover I did, Going to California by Zeppelin, or the California song. So I ended up putting a fretless bass in there because I love the tone of it. But man, I kept on, like, you got to get on spot with those things. There's no budging. You know, that's when you're really connected to your instrument, you know? So, oh yeah, Guthrie Govan is just an amazingly, and humble, you know? He was like, he was going to get his doctorates in English or his master's in English or become a guitar player. I think we're all glad that he decided to focus on guitar playing. All right, here we go again. Let's see, what do we got going on here? And thank you so much for that suggestion. I really, really appreciated that listen. That was super badass. Excuse me. Next up is, oh, hang on for 1 second. I got to get my cell phone. I heard it ding, ding. And you know, being the family man and the grandpa, you never know. I got 8 grandkids and stuff. I'm it's an appendage to me now, but only for family reasons. Okay, we're all good. Okay. Let's go. Next up is Scanvisor. Hello, Dudamus. Metroid Prime. Let's see what kind we want. And this is called Parasite Queen Boss Fight, I think. Is that what this is? Boss theme. Okay, here we go. All right. Good. We're going to listen to music with some sound design. All right. Is this really the music from the game? Wow. Wow, what a trippy looking boss arena. Trippy. menacing synth sounds. Like it matches the scene perfectly. Even some of the sound design actually has a little tone value to it. Super industrial. That bend wheel work. That's almost sounded like it was out of the pocket there. I kind of like that. It sounds like there's stuff out of the pocket, but I love it tempo-wise. You know, that was really cool with, you know, the constant pace was there's that hi-hat from the trap tick going on, and of course the bottom dun 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 dun. But when the primary parts of the arrangements came in, it didn't sound like it sounded like it was purposefully done, that it wasn't so tight, like quantized, that it was a little off and out, you know. And I think that was a kind of a, if that is what the composer intended to do, it worked really great against scene, you know. So what I don't know in the uniqueness of this is that if that was the piece of music that goes behind that scene, what kind of a cut this was, if it was custom cut only because I guess we would have been hearing the, you know, the firing of the green stuff from the bad guy and all that sort of stuff. There was no, you know, game effect sound design going on in there. But as it being very agitated and slightly off, that was a killer boss theme. That was a great battle. Oh, they took out the game audio. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Yeah, we had a Metroid, but the Metroid Dome on the other one, Seigneuri, it was the 8-bit one. I think, wasn't that 8-bit that we did, guys? Something like that. I don't know what it was, but I know that I just dropped it on the YouTube channel, something like that. I like this. I really like that, but I like the quirkiness of the off timing of some of the God dang it! I've got this one. It's always one fly or one mosquito, right? And you just go, how did you get in here, number one? And why are you on my head? Kind of vibe, like frickin' dickin'. Jakester, we got one coming from you. This is a band called Windows 96. So let's see what we got here from Jakester. Hang on for a second. Are you here, Jakester? Maybe he went night-night. There he is. Had him on mute the whole time, then Jeeb shows up with my song. All right, let's go. Guilty Gear Strive. It's a metal track, Necessary Discrepancy. It's the oh, no. I'm sorry. That was Jokem's. Jokem's, you see, yours is on there. I was looking at the wrong thing. My bad. Windows 96 Vaporwave. We don't work. All right, guys, here we go. No, it was almost yours, Jokem. I made a mistake. Don't hang in there. It's such an old sounding like Lindrup vibe. I like that. love that tone. Matter of fact, I'm in love with every bit of one of the tones they're using on this. Even that little clunky, ticky little kick drum. I like how the bass has its own assigned kind of like wide low pad to it. Now they got into the soft kind of hollow pad work that's married to the piano. Yeah, the doo-doos are nice, Benjamin. That's what I love about it. This was a nice track. So this is a band, you guys are saying? I guess so. Windows 96 is the name of the band. Oh, this was just released about 7 days ago. I love the fact that that there's so many musicians and bands and artists out there that are reaching into the different colors of synthesizers and sounds and stuff from a very broad retro sound, because it's really easy to buy bundles of new sounds and stuff and continually push into these new gleaned sterilely pure digital pads and stuff like that. But when I hear these things of older tones, for me it feels, I don't know, it might be synthy, it doesn't matter, but it just feels a little more soulful if it could be done with synth work like that. And also, like I said, even the little clickiness of the kick, like it was some kind of an old sample that they reused. They did a great job. Does this band, if you guys know, does this band ever have vocals in it, or is it all instrumentals? What would it be? I don't know. But it was, I was getting really into it. And I love the fact, like I mentioned earlier, that they doubled down on the bass. There was a nice, bright bass sound that sounded kind of organic, but synthy bass. But behind it was a wide, rich kind of tone that was supporting it and letting it ring off like as if it was a pad that was being triggered really fast but had a bit of a tail on it. So that was really trick playing on the tone there. Purple Pickman Love. Are you here? This is a band called Ween. Oh, thank you, Benjo Man. Appreciate that. Phew. Over we go. No, I didn't, El Jokum. You're actually way at the bottom of the list, but I see you. I said your title by accident when I was looking at something. Well, you're not at the bottom of the list, but you're still a few down there, so hang in there. This is a band called Ween. Oh, I've heard of the band Ween. It's called Tried and True. But let's do this. Okay. Here we go. If they got some effect on his voice or something. Like it doubled and maybe tone adjustment, but it's great. love that part of the arrangement. Da, 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 da.
And through the dark, spark rays of violet light, blinding. I went about
A little swelling up action, some volume action there.
and feelings.
Yeah, it sounds like that, right, Alman? That's why I leaned right in on it the second he started singing.
Eyes of healing. 'Cause tried and true, I see the light in you. Oh, can you dig in my soul? Could you smell my home?
I like the little jazz organ in the back.
Rise, my dawn. You've been awake too long. Let me rest in time while I blow your mind.
A little trippy. What's the name of that instrument on the top? I can see it being played, I just can't remember the name of it. Sitar, thank you. Yeah. Sounds like a Rickenbacker bass.
At the dawn, I woke, I was alone. Rising, I catch it.
Oh, I love those backgrounds that come in.
Called upon the force of time and space. Calling, see them. And as she came to me, I fell back down. Realized.
Oh my god, a Digitech whammy. I haven't heard a Digitech forever.
It's good for you to love me now. I'm everything. I am everything. 'Cause tried and true, I see the light in you. Can you dig in my soul? Could you smell my home? Light.
It's like right there, it decides to lift with that vibro guitar swell up. Now, I've heard of Ween. I think on here, I think I've done another one before. The vocals were really odd. Aman and I were talking about it, that you know, there could have been something that happened in the recording, or it was an intentional pitch shift of sorts, but not for tonal reasons. Could have been for any other thing, but there was a unique slowness to it, hollow vibe to it. I loved a lot of the little background vocal dynamics that came in. It reminded me a little Beatle-esque at times. The sitar came in, that was a nice little surprise to get lit up by that. But I love, to me, the real hook in the song was the da 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 with the guitar playing. That was left and right recorded. To me, that was a standout. That was really, really super unique phrase to have during a verse. But I mean, he followed it, the lyric, the melody followed it. But I really liked that. But it was very trippy, very cool, and very laid back. Oops, what the hell is my computer saying it's going to restart? No, you're not. Bastardo. God, I hate those automatic. I got to keep on going in and pushing it out there and telling them not to do it. They keep doing it. They're doing it whenever they do it. Freaky dicky. Oh my God, the Digitech. Lisa, I have not seen a Digitech forever. I did have a Digitech once, and I also had a Roland GP8 that I would use for, I think it was a GP8, or the guitar effects I would use back in the I don't know if that was the mid-90s or something like that. Something trippy. Yeah, right. Did you guys hear it when the Windows was getting... Did you guys hear the window notification come over? I think if I heard it in my cans, you guys heard it. You guys all probably looked out at your computers going, the fa-la-la. I'll tell you what. There's 2 synths that I got rid of when I was younger that I should have if I would have held on to it. You know, the original sequential circuit, the 5, and I actually had one of those Casio guitar keyboard thingies that I look now on eBay is worth bazooka. I was like, going, damn, I've made more money hanging on to that stuff than in stocks. Okay. What's next? I'm going to go with here. Oh, El Jokan. I'll go ahead and hit that. Let's do this. Let's see what we got here from El Jokan. Guilty Gears. This is a metal track. Necessary Discrepancy. Are you ready for this from Guilty Gears, guys? And we're doing it. But let's go. All right. That synthy sequence reminds me of Styx. Oh, tricky. Quick, Lisa, Amon, what's the time? Okay, that's straightened out. Damn, this is badass. Well, this character must be complex. Something you might hear from Dream Theater, without a doubt. I love this section here. Squares up. Wow, what a vocalist. Jesus. Yeah, it definitely has a little ELO. But even the guitar tone has that Tom Schultz vibe to it. Remember that from the Styx days? Or was that Boston? He was from Boston. Pretty straight. Jesus. Drummer's crushing. Bass is just laying it down straight. Da, 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 da.
belly and a will. Get out, be the original.
Oh my God, that sizzling organ. Oof. Kind of reminds me also a little bit of, oh my God, who's a Canadian metal artist? With Wall of Sound. He sings with his mouth really, this bald guy. A little bit of that. Devin Townsend. Yes, you and I both. I said it as you typed it. Yeah, non-offensive, that too, it does. I forgot his name, David something. Oh, the drummer, Jesus. There's a Devin Townsend vibe. Ugh. Was that it? Oh, damn. I was so into it. I was like going, let's just keep going. Jokum, that was a hell of a track. So are you saying that this was representative of the character? Does each character have a theme like this? Or is this some kind of a break-off DLC? Download? I forget what you guys call it. Because it's a very powerful track, and that was some serious writing and musical performance in there. You know, that wasn't like, you know, the devs turning around saying, hey, can we write a theme for each one of these? I mean, that's some serious freaking work. All characters have that. Such great combos for me. I know that Lisa had mentioned some ELO. I had gotten some Styx and Boston vibes a little bit, and then definite Dream Theater vibes out of it. The meter run was fun. I kind of was swinging back between, I think I saw somebody dropping in 7-Eleven. We're not talking about the liquor store. And then a 7-8, and I forgot the other combo. It was great. I listen to music like that, I'm like, play that. Oh, Dragon Force. Yeah, that too. But then also with the Dragon Force vocals, I also got, like I said, the Devin Townsend kind of performance, you know. And I love him. I love him to death. What he can do and not overproduce with that wall of sound. 5 tracks of guitars open tuned and stuff like that. Just absolute masterful sound that Devin can get. Anyhow, Jokum, muchas gracias vos. That was really super cool. And I know you waited a long time for that, so I wanted to make sure I got in on it. Let me see here. 99% God. Are you in the house? If you're not, you will be 99% mad that I am going to play your track right now. This is called Holehearted is the name of the band. There he is. 99% is here. And so that's super cool beans. So this is going to be a track from the band Holehearted, and the name of the track is Habit. All right, let's do this.
Where do I begin with you? You've been a bit of
Sorry, caught me off guard. What is that, like drop death tuning? I can't even wrap my head around it. I love the sound though. Trippy production. Octave drop C. My God, how do the strings even respond to that with the pickups? Yeah, I have heard from Carbomb tracks from that. Man, that vocalist is pouring plus 20 fire damage into this. Just killing it. Good observation, non-offensive. Vex. I would say dark, incendiary, insidious metal. That low tone with the guitar. I'm not, I don't have a lot of knowledge about guitar structure and what it takes to support like that had maybe that was one of those 8-string type guitars where you can take it down to that octave low drop, or maybe you could be running it through a pedal to craft that tone. It was just completely incendiary. But non-offensive made a very good observation, which kind of went over my head because I was so trying to get into I really wanted to feel what they were getting into. I mean, obviously it wasn't a happy birthday song, but and I couldn't obviously make out anything of the lyrics, but I do and I can pay homage, if you would, to the intensity of the performance throughout. Guitar, drums, bass. I don't know if there was a bass. That's another thing too. If that drop C bottom in the guitar was so freaking gnarly, it kind of absorbed some of the bottom end and the tones on it. It was just gnarly AF, and it was just mind numbing. I caught that little comment that Amon said about the strings being like cable warbling, just had to have been moving this, like this, or they were just hitting a cable from a telephone pole and whatever. But it was an incredibly powerful song, dark and insidious and incendiary. I can't say it any better. And I can't imagine. I take it that Habit. This is their all the way through a project's got these same tones and same energy, and the lead singer performer. If it is this guy, such a ginormous, huge, dark voice coming out of this performance is just mind-numbing. Absolutely freaking mind-numbing. I think this would be perfect lead into our next track from Melon Choir Blade from Final Fantasy, what is it, 13? It's a classical orchestral piece. So our brains can have a little bit of a rinse cycle, you know, from this. But I do, you know what, I do appreciate, actually, when I listen to music like that, I do have this thing where it's like, I don't know what it is, but I just can sit there. I mean, I wouldn't go out and buy it, would never go to a concert or listen to it on choice at a playlist and stuff, but I could sit there and go, where are these artists coming from? From what darkest bowels of Botoland are they coming from? You know, to actually, this has got to come out. This is just energetic, you know. It's absolutely mind-numbing, and it's still yet an art form. It's just a darker art form. So, let's see. This is, yes, Final Fantasy X12, X la la la. That's 3, right? That's 13. Feast of Betrayal. So let's go ahead and check that out. And here we go. Tonight on Channel 7, Boy goes and sticks him an eye. It just kind of has that vibe, right? Like a news stinger. Wow. This is like folly comedy of like in a Disney style. A little bit of Danny Elfman. Ooh. The tune timpanis make a real big difference. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Daddy Elfman just paid a visit. The obligatory harp sweep. Let's see if they'll do it again. There it is. You know if you know. Drunken elephant move. Just a little bit, Lisa. Yeah, I picked up on it, but I mean, you... I'm sorry, I hear this. This is so Danny. Thank you for watching KMG Fox News. That was such a great track, but I couldn't help it. But this composer on this particular track really dipped into the toolbox of Danny Elfman and pulled out a lot of, well-utilized phrasing sections, let's just say. But when it says, I'm looking over here, it says disc 3. Was this in the game? or is this part of that downloadable content kind of stuff going on here? I guess Feast of Betrayal must have been something that's going on there. But somebody had said it earlier in the chat. There is that kind of Western reach in the production. Well, let's face it, a very big chunk of video game composers really, really show no shame about going, not shame, that's not the right way to phrase it, really know how to take what has been already through the rinse cycle 40, 50 years ago and liven it up and make it. I mean, those were, look, I'm sorry, I'm going to be old fart here just for a second. To me, this style of composition, just the bigger years of Disney and the bigger, I was raised on like Prokofiev's Peter and the Wolf kind of music and theater of the mind and storytelling and stuff like that. And I kind of miss it. So when I hear tracks like this is pretty close to it too. There were some nice things, like the piccolo was doing some really super cool things, and that kind of brought a little bit of that element out there. And that to me is when composition really livens you up, especially when I'm not watching any video. There's like a little story that's weaving there. And but there's no two ways about it that a lot of composers, gaming composers, from more of the anime and the Japanese-based gameplay, really love to go ahead and steep themselves in these other styles and bring them back into life in their own way. But you can't help but hearken to some of the arrangements and even just some of the dynamics. You get, you've been listening to music as long as and as old as I am. You recognize, oh, that sounds like something that happened from, oh, this is wonderful. That's great, So anyhow, that was great. Let me see here. I'm sorry. Let me do this. This game was a multi-disc. Oh, it was in the soundtrack. Okay, great. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing, Benjamin. There is a glory, as far as I'm concerned, I've said this before, when you're standing on the shoulders of giants, you're not saying that, this is I originally composed this. No, you're just saying, my God, I love so much these composers that I studied and studied and studied and listened, and I'm bringing it in. I'm bringing it through, but now with my style. Or they might take an arrangement that sounds, we've heard it before, like on some of the Cowboy Bebop stuff, some of the pseudo spaghetti westernish-y kind of things that you could tell, spaghetti western, what the heck? It's an ode to it. It's not a cop, like copying it. There's an ode to it, and that to me is a great honor if, calling back old compositions, I think. Did I say it right? Something like that. Probably is. Kairu. All right, next up. It Snows in Australia. Another composer amongst us here. We've heard some of It Snows in Australia's work, and very super cool, very abstract. Alfred Schnittke. This is a band called Alfred Schnittke. And I think he may have gone to sleep. Because he's in Australia. I don't know what time it is in Australia. But this is for you, It Snows in Australia. I know this was a long-ass session here. This is a string quartet. Ooh, guys, let's get ready. Oh, it's 2 p.m. in Australia? Oh, maybe he's working. Or with family. But he'll definitely catch this on the... Oh, he's not in Australia. Oh, all right. I'll just let that whole thing go, that whole conversation go. Here we go. String Quartet number 3, Movement 1, Andante. Oh, guys, let's go. Now we're going to get all elitist and snooty on this. Let's go. crawl arrangement. Trying to listen if there's some kind of double stop. At times it sounds bigger than a quartet. Take it cello, viola, 2 violins. The interpretation is trippy. Jeez, what a piece. That, oops, went right into the next track. That was, so I kind of guessed that it was a cello, viola, 2 violins. And one of the violins were playing, excuse me, it sounded like it was doing some double stop work, make it a little richer. The track was very macabre. Somebody had dropped in the word insidious. Very heavy, very Hitchcockian. Great. That's a great way to put it. You know, very much a pull from that. I don't know anything about the composer, Alfred Schnittke. Schnittke. I'm not very well versed on more. I don't know where in the era he fits in, but this particular piece in the suite, I guess maybe this could be one movement or something in a suite of sorts, was Schnittke. It was wonderful, but it was dark. It was heavy. And the dynamics too. I mean, it was a very soft track, so I had to turn it up a little bit to really get the beef in it. And then there was a couple times where they came in with the musicians came in with quadruple forte. It felt like very unique presentation, you know. And you have to. This is one of those things where you actually have to be. I would want to be sitting in front of them and being just focused on the performance. Like it's something that it's almost like that in a snifter you have that, you know, super old Courvoisier or whatever, something of that nature that you want to let it, just the aroma get, you want to get it warm, you want to give it that love and respect and everything like that. And these are one of those tracks that does that.